What's going on, Coach Luka back here. And so we're gonna give you some more glute building tips. And today kind of give you a little bit of a template. It's almost like these are the things that you have to include in a glute training program to build your glutes, right? So in 5 different movement patterns. Now Martha's not gonna, she can squat a good chunk, hip thrust a good chunk, so she's not gonna be challenged by this, but we do wanna show you just like what we're talking about as far as different movements. So there's 5 different things that you have to do. Squat, bridge, hinge, lunge, and abduct. So we're gonna show you, right? So you gotta have these exercises, and there's tons of variations. So there's, those 5 different movement patterns have hundreds and hundreds of variations. But we're just gonna kind of show you some stuff. I'll have Martha do like 4 to 5 reps of each one. So if we're talking about a squat, we could do, obviously, she's gonna do a goblet squat here, which is a great variation, especially for beginners too. And she's just gonna do 5 squats. Now, we wanna, when we're squatting, we wanna go at least a parallel or below. So Martha comes down into that squat position, right? Because below parallel and around parallel is where the glutes work the most. She's gonna come out of it, let's do a couple more reps. So obviously form is very important on every one of these. Just do one more and break. Right, number 2, she's gonna do some type of bridge. Now she's just gonna do a body weight, single leg bridge. She can do a hip thrust, elevated hip thrust, frog pump. There's tons of different ways we can do this. She's just gonna bend one knee, drive up, all the way through. Good, you can see she doesn't get that much range because you're not supposed to, because she wants to make sure her glute is firing. Just one more rep. So that would be a bridging variation, okay? From there, a hinge means some type of deadlift. So could be an RDL, Romanian deadlift, could be a regular deadlift, could be a sumo trap bar. Because we're just kind of using this one bell, Martha will go, let's do a little like sumo stance, a little wider, toes out. So just to kind of show some variations. And so she could do a sumo RDL, she could sit her butt a little bit lower. Like I said, there's tons of different variations that you can do. And she's flipping her hair like in a roll. I mean, you couldn't make this better. Great. So like right there, we have a 3rd one is a hinge. Our 4th is some type of lunge variation. So it could be Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges. Martha's gonna do a reverse lunge that's a little more hip dominant. So you can have a regular lunge where you're upright, but when you do a little bit more hip dominant, you can see how she leans over a little bit, sits into her butt cheek right there, and drives out of it. So that's our lunge variation. Once again, so many different variations. We're just giving patterns. And last one, abduct, right? So obviously loving a glute loop. You can do different cable things here. The guys are showing you like a bunch of different exercises, but let's say she's just gonna do lateral walks on here by actually stepping and abducting. And once again, tons of different ways we could do this. But these are the main functions of the glutes, and so we wanna make sure that we hit all of them. So if you were gonna do, for instance, an exercise each in your training session, hitting each one of these, this is Martha just getting some extra glute. Like just keep talking. I got these reps. And that would be a great way to go about it. Like you could, if you're doing 2 days a week, for instance, of doing lower body training, and you pick a different variation of these 5 different movement patterns, you got a pretty damn good glute training program. And of course, then you got to do sets, reps, and all that geeky cool stuff, which we'll talk more about. But make sure that you have an exercise for each one of those in your training program. So we'll see you next time with more coaching tips for your glutes. Peace out.